I'm going to trade for Johnny Gaudreau in every single NHL game. Starting in NHL 15, Johnny Gaudreau is coming in at a 76 overall. He's got high top 6 potential with 4.5 stars in puck skills, 4.5 in senses, 3.5 in shooting, 2 in defense, 4 in skating, and 1 star in his physical attributes. He also has the 4th highest trade value on the team, right in between Sean Monahan and Mason Raymond. So knowing what he became in the NHL, we're about to get a steal of a deal. And I feel like it's only fitting that the first team we make a trade with is going to be the Columbus Blue Jackets. So I got to bring out all reliable, a first round pick for Johnny Gaudreau. It shouldn't be any surprise, they're saying no to this. So I'm going to switch the package up a bit and send Anisimov in a second over to Calgary for Johnny Gaudreau. They're going to say no to this, so I'm going to counter by turning that second round pick into a first round pick, and Calgary's accepting the deal, and Johnny Gaudreau's ours. So I'd say this is a massive steal. Giving up a first and Anisimov for Johnny Hockey, I mean, you can't get a deal much better than that. Jumping into NHL 16, Johnny Gaudreau's up to an 86 overall, but surprisingly, he has low top 6 forward potential. I'm not really too sure how that works. He had a great rookie campaign, and somehow his potential's lower. Like, that literally makes no sense. 5 stars in puck skills and senses, 4.5 in shooting, 3.5 in defense, 5 in skating, and 2.5 in physical. And looking at his trade value, I don't know if it's necessarily dropped or everyone's is just a lot higher, but he's sitting between Granlund and TJ Brody this time around. In this game, we're going to use the Toronto Maple Leafs. They ended up finishing last in the entire league, so I'm going to see if I can steal Johnny Hockey for them. Of course, we always got to bust out all reliable to start, a first round pick in Percy for Johnny Hockey, and Calgary actually wants to say yes to this deal, but I feel like we can get a better one done. So Percy as second and Josh Levo off to the Flames for Johnny Hockey. They're saying no to this deal, so I'm going to counter by adding Bibo and a 4th to this trade and taking out Josh Levo, and the Calgary Flames are going to say yes to that. So Johnny Hockey, welcome to the Toronto Maple Leafs. You're going to be joining the second line, and once Austin Matthews gets here, you alongside him, that's going to be a deadly combination. Jumping into NHL 17, Johnny Hockey's up to a 90 overall, and they're finally giving him a bit of respect. He's got low elite potential now, 5 stars in puck skills, 5 in senses, 5 in shooting, 4.5 in defense, 5 in skating, and 3.5 in physical. He's really improved since NHL 15. He's also on the first year of his new contract, $6.75 million per year for the next 6 seasons. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. I'm trying to pass the Calgary Flames in subscribers on YouTube, and they've got a bit of a lead. But if you subscribe right now, we'll be able to catch them. So make sure you subscribe and turn notifications on so you can be notified of when I upload. Taking a look at his trade value, he's second on the team. He's right between Mark Giordano and Matthew Tkachuk. So we're going to use the Anaheim Ducks this time around, seeing as they're the team that knocked Calgary out in the playoffs. And of course, we always got to use all reliable. 2 first round picks and Clayton Stoner for Johnny Hockey. It should be no surprise they're saying no to this deal. Like, if they did accept this, I would think there was something wrong with the game. So we're going to counter with a nice young prospect and adding Ryan Kessler to the deal, but Calgary still wants none of this. So I'm going to add another first round pick to the deal, but Calgary, they're not vibing with this offer. So I'm going to go with what I thought was the Hail Mary deal. Lindholm, Jones, and 2 first round picks for Johnny Gaudreau, and Calgary, they're going to say no to this deal. So I'm going to go with an even better deal. Cam Fowler, Jones, 2 first rounders and a second for Johnny Hockey, but Calgary's saying the value's too far off the table still. So I'll take out that second round pick and add Lindholm to the deal, and we're getting a trade done. Johnny Hockey, welcome to the Anaheim Ducks. Honestly, this team's looking pretty elite. Johnny Hockey coming in at a 90 overall, and he's joining a prime Ryan Getzlaf and Corey Perry on the first line. That's a pretty deadly combination. Heading into NHL 18, Johnny Gaudreau's actually dropped in rating as he's going down to an 89 overall, but his potential's going up. He's a medium elite now. Of course, 5 stars in puck skills and senses, 4.5 in shooting, 4 in defense, 5 in skating, and 3 stars in physical. So I decided for this game, we had to go with the Vegas Golden Knights, seeing as it was their first season. We're going to offer Fleury, 2 first round picks, James Neal and Nick Suzuki for Johnny Gaudreau and David Riddick, but Calgary's saying no to the deal. So we actually can't get a deal done with Vegas, seeing as this was our best offer. So I'm going to change it up and go with a division rival in the San Jose Sharks. Also, I know Martin Jones was great during this season, but this trade value just seems way too high for him. But then again, 27 years old and an 87 overall and $3 million per year, I guess that is a fair trade value for what you're getting. So 2 first rounders and Martin Jones for Johnny Hockey and David Riddick. Let's see if we can get a deal done. Calgary's saying no, but I think we're on to something. I'm going to add Jay Waugh to the deal, or Jay Roy. I honestly don't know which it is. And Calgary's saying yes to that. So Jay Roy or Jay Waugh, it looks like you were the missing piece. I think this was a pretty good trade, seeing as we were able to keep Tomas Hertl and Timo Meier. But then again, we did lose our starting goalie, so who knows what's actually happening. Coming into NHL 19, Johnny Hockey's up to a 91 overall, and he's got medium elite potential. And can somebody explain to me how he's still considered a sniper? Like, I mean, just look at the numbers he's been putting up over the past few seasons. In 2015, 2016, yeah, I understand he potted 30 goals, but just look at his assist numbers numbers compared to goals. Especially after last season where he put up 60 assists and only 24 goals, I thought they would have figured out, yeah, maybe this guy's a playmaker or not a sniper. So we're going to make a trade with the Colorado Avalanche. They were the team that knocked the Flames out in the playoffs, so I'm going to bring out all reliable 3 first-round picks for Johnny Gaudreau, and they're saying no to that deal. So I'm going to add 2 more pieces to the deal, Jost and Barry. I'm going to send that over to Calgary, but they're still saying the value is not high enough. So I'm taking all the picks out of the deal. Gabriel Landeskog, Tyson Jost, and a prospect over to the Flames for Johnny Gaudreau. Calgary, they're saying it's not enough, so I got to start throwing picks into the deal. 2 first-rounders on top of what we were just offering, and that's still not enough, but we just got to sweeten the value just a bit. So Gabriel Landeskog, 2 first-round picks, and Tyson Barry over to the Calgary Flames for Johnny Gaudreau, and we're getting a deal done. Johnny Hockey, welcome to Colorado. I don't think Colorado won this trade. You lost Gabriel Landeskog along with 2 first-round picks. Losing Tyson Barry in the long run isn't the end of the world, but I just feel like Gabriel Landeskog is such an important piece to this team. Trading him away, even for a guy like Johnny Gaudreau, isn't really helping your team too much. So here we are in NHL 20, where Johnny Gaudreau is actually dropped to an 88 overall. Honestly, I think they're disrespecting my mans a bit. He's still a sniper though. I don't understand this. Bro has been constantly putting up high assist numbers, but EA is like, nah, he's a sniper, not a playmaker. How many assists has he picked up? Oh, not that many. I guess we'll consider him a sniper then. Like, I'm convinced that sometimes EA doesn't look at statistics. Like, if you're a playmaker, you probably should have a high assist numbers. And if you're a sniper, you should probably have high goal scoring numbers. That's just my logic. Maybe I'm just completely wrong. With this game, we're going to be going with the New Jersey Devils for no reason. I just felt like doing a trade with New Jersey. So we're busting out all reliable early. 4 first-round picks for Johnny Hockey, and the Flames are saying no to that. Honestly, if I were the Flames, I probably would have accepted this deal knowing how bad New Jersey was. So we're going to switch up a bit. 2 first-rounders, PK Subban, Ty Smith, and Boquist. I probably said this wrong. Whatever, just deal with it. I'm going to send that package over to the Flames. They're saying no to this deal just so they can re-sign players in free agency. So I know what I have to do. I'm going to send Nico Hischier over to Calgary for Johnny Gaudreau. You're literally taking on no salary. You can sign him to whatever you want in the offseason, and our trade value is higher than yours, so the deal's getting done. Just kidding. They're still trying to save salary. Not too sure how that works, seeing as I'm literally sending you 900K, but yeah. That's a bit confusing. So I'll throw in a first-round pick just to convince you to take on his contract. That real steep contract of 900K. I mean, I'm not sure if you'll be able to afford it, but for a first-rounder, maybe you'll be able to take it on. And Calgary is accepting the deal, and their fans are going to be cheering in the streets. Honestly, the only reason I chose New Jersey to make a trade with is because I got NHL 20 and NHL 21 mixed up. Because in NHL 21, the trade system in that game makes 0 sense. So here we are in NHL 21. Johnny Gaudreau, 88 overall. He's got medium elite potential. His stats, 5 stars in puck skills, 5 in senses, 5 in shooting, 3.5 in defense, 5 in skating, and 2.5 in physical. So this is the game where the trade system makes absolutely 0 sense. First round picks have way too much value. So I'm sending 2 first rounders in Pearson to Calgary for Johnny Gaudreau. So what I'm thinking is there's not a chance this trade goes through. I remember when I was trading for McDavid and I did this game, I offered the entire Tampa Bay Lightning team for McDavid and they said no to that. But Calgary says they're going to take this. They think they're absolutely finessing us. So I'm trying this trade again. I'm not going out like this. So I'm going to try this again. A first round pick and Schmidt over to the Flames for Johnny Hockey. They're going to say no to this deal. So we're here to counter. So I'm taking Schmidt out and putting Beagle in a third in. Calgary's still not really vibing with that trade, but I got a great counter for them. Schmidt, Lind in a third over to the Flames for Johnny Gaudreau along with a first rounder, and they're accepting the deal. Johnny Hockey, welcome to Vancouver. Not gonna lie, I feel like this would be a pretty deadly first line. Johnny Hockey, Elias Pettersson, Brock Besser. If they could get that chemistry working together, they could definitely win a Stanley Cup. Or at least make the playoffs, one of the two. So here we are in NHL 22. Johnny Hockey, he's up to an 89 overall. He's got elite potential. And finally, he's considered a playmaker. It only took, what, 5-6 games for them to consider him a playmaker? But here he is. Of course, 5 stars in puck skills and senses, 4.5 in shooting, 4 in defense, 5 in skating, and 2.5 in physical. And this was also the first year with X Factors. His superstar abilities are puck on a string, close quarters, tape to tape, and magnetic. So in one of these games, the trade of course had to be done. The Edmonton Oilers, the Battle of Alberta, they got to make a trade with each other. I'm going to send Puljujarvi and Nugent Hopkins over to the Flames for Gaudreau and an AHL player. Calgary's going to say no to this deal just because Puljujarvi and Nugent Hopkins fill the same role. So I'm going to send them another deal. Nugent Hopkins, Cody Ceci, and a third rounder for Johnny Hockey. They're saying no to this deal, but I feel like I can get a deal done with this package. So I'm going to add a second to the deal, and they're still saying no. So I'll take out the second and third rounder and replace that with a first rounder, and we're getting a deal done. Johnny Hockey, welcome to the other team in Alberta. So a line that consists of Johnny Hockey, Leon Draisaitl, and Connor McDavid, they would easily be 1, 2, and 3 in scoring. Like, these guys would probably pick up 150 points each. It would be ridiculous. The rest of the team combined though, probably picking up about 8 or 9 points. So here we are in NHL 23. Johnny Hockey, he's a 90 overall, of course, elite potential. We already know what his stats are looking like. Let's get a deal done. He also got his own ability in this game. He's getting puck on a string. Doesn't really matter, just had to mention mention it. And it's also the first year of his new contract, 9.75 million per year for the next 7 years. Go secure the bag, my guy. You love to see it. And I feel like it's only fitting. We got to make a deal with the Calgary Flames. Johnny Hockey, you're coming back to Calgary. After leaving the franchise for, it would be what, 5 months now? Yeah, we're bringing you back. So I'm sending a first rounder, Mangiapane and Coleman, over to the Columbus Blue Jackets for Johnny Hockey. They're saying no to this deal, and I'm honestly not really surprised. This was a terrible deal. I don't really know why I offered it. So I'm going to add a second to this terrible deal, and they're still saying no. Who would have thought? So I'll replace that second with a first. I don't know why I continue to offer this terrible deal, but just started changing draft picks. Like, are the draft picks really that valuable, or they're going to say, you know what, Mangiapane and Coleman, that's the equivalent of Johnny Hockey. Surprise, surprise. They're saying no to this deal. So Nazem Kadri, we signed you in the offseason. And Dubé, you got to be a part of this trade just so we can clear up a bit of cap space. I'm going to send you guys over to the Columbus Blue Jackets for Johnny Hockey. And Johnny Hockey, welcome back to Calgary. And just like that, we've traded for Johnny Gaudreau in every single NHL game. Comment down below which player do you want to see next.